That's one of the things everybody's been asking since my latest video has gone a little crazy. What is real and what isn't? For example, this Chasmosaurus here is cast. Let me show you. It all depends on each institute, each exhibit, and this specialty properties of the fossil itself. But this Chasmosaurus, which we're still working on getting all the lights and everything, this is a cast. So it is a direct copy of real fossils, but they're made out of a different material. So if I zoom in, you can kind of see it is, minus the dust, kind of almost all one color. But it's not always about the color, it's about how it's mounted. Back in the day, and especially like the mid-late 1800s, early 1900s, and even in the last few decades, we've really changed the way that we structure these animals. The biggest thing to look at though is like the support system or the armature. What we've got is these poles going directly through to support the bones. You don't see anything like wrapped around it to cradle it. You can see things have been basically put right through. There's no other support systems because it's all an internal skeleton of that metal. Then there's my buddy, the Corythosaur, which is the one that I used in my Scrub Daddy video, which I'll be doing more, but I leave for Montana literally in like 5 hours. For the Manus, one of the parts that I was really focused on doing a few days ago, very nice and shiny. The Manus right here, this is all cast. See, you got the interior mounts here. Nothing's cradling it on the outside. But then you start to see things kind of change a little bit as you go up. As you move up with the humerus, you're starting to look at the scapula here. This is real fossil. Notice it does have metal that's wrapped around it, kind of cradling it like a baby. You can also see some of the catalog numbers, and it looks really different than the Chasmosaur. You can see all the places where they basically glued and plastered in or really puttied in the missing areas of that scapula. But then you look at the ribs, right? And the ribs kind of have that look at the scapula, but it's the way that back in the day in like the late 80s, early 90s, they wanted everything to be uniform and blend in, so it looked like one piece. I'm not a fan of that personally. I want people to know what is real and what isn't. So like these ribs, for example, are cast. But you go back down to the legs, you've got the fibula here, you've got the tibia here, and you'll notice that they do have this armature that's wrapped around it. But again, this is old school. We try not to do this anymore. That's a problem. Even for me, when I'm working on these specimens, especially if any of them do get dismantled, that can cause some major issues. I can actually put my finger in there. There's probably a ton of dust. Continue all the way up the femur, you can see how it's wrapped. I'm not gonna do it because this animal is coated in glues and stabilizers and putties. But if I were to just lick it, like a raw fossil, body fossil, it would stick to my tongue. Obviously, we're not gonna do that, but that is one of the ways to tell between a fossil and a cast. Here you guys go, get a little tip. A lot of the vertebrae here are real. This guy's about like 60-70% real, give or take. So we got that guy, and then the newest one that we put up, Hadrosaurus folki, this is a recreation. It's all cast, and it's based off of the real fossils that you can find right over here. This was the first ever fully complete dinosaur found in North America. That's all they had. Right here in the region in Haddonfield, New Jersey, and first dinosaur, let me zoom in, ever mounted on display for the public to see. 1868, you had to come to the Academy of Natural Sciences to see that very inaccurate thing. But it's okay, because it was made by Benjamin Waterhouse Hawkins, who also did the Crystal Palace in London, which is super rad. You could eat in a dinosaur in New Year's. And if I go over right here to the last bit, we have an elephant leg, a real Diplodocus leg, and then a sculpted leg. We've got a lot of stuff going on at that space right now. Let me show you. As you can see, it's really cramped and busy, so I'll do another educational piece later, but we've got a turtle talk going on. We got my Dusty Rex, we've got Eoraptor, we've got Herrerasaurus, we got Dilophosaurus, we got Majungasaurus, it's Majungasaurus. We've got Acrocanthosaurus, one of my personal favorites, little Velociraptor. Of course, a whole lot more here at the Academy of Natural Sciences. Come visit if you've never been here. Again, guys, I can't thank you enough for all the support, all the comments, all the likes, shares, everything that y'all have been doing. When it comes to, it's loud in here. See what we can do to continue to dust these dinosaurs, get them nice and cleaned up and super shiny. Hello, Avroceratops, and be able to continue giving you guys content. Let me know what you want to see. What are you interested in? I know I've got day in life. I gotta make a list. So I'm gonna write a list while I'm at the airport, post it, and I want you guys to add to it and tell me what you want to see. I know what I want to see, but what do you want to see? Subscribe for more content.